Hello. Hey, everybody. Hey, Karen. Hello. Good morning. Mary from Denver. Hello, Kim. Hello, everybody. Give it just a minute. Let people get in here. We won't be doing, at the beginning of every meeting, we've been doing introductions and recognition. Sasha usually gives me a report during class to go over the badges earned. We really believe in recognizing those that are being successful on the program. That's a big thing. It's something that's important to us to do. We're not going to be doing that today because we got a lot to cover, a lot to go over today. We will double up on that tomorrow. So if you become a new partner, you've earned any badges, any weight loss badges, then we'll be doing that recognition for Wednesday's results and Thursday's results on Friday morning. We're not going to do that today just because we have so much to cover, and we're going to give it just a minute for people to go ahead and get in here, and then we'll get started. I hope everybody's having their happy juice, some happy juice today. Hey, Pam. Hey, everybody. Happy juice may not taste the best, but it sure does work. Cheers. Chase it with some water. Hello, Sally. Hello, everyone. We're about to get started. If you're just tuning in, we won't be doing recognition this morning. We'll do that tomorrow morning. We usually start off with recognition. We'll be doing that tomorrow morning. We'll get caught up on it. Got a lot to cover, a lot of questions, comments about the detox. We've got 80, 90 people doing the detox right now, something like that, and lots of questions, comments, concerns. I think that this session might be helpful to some, might be offensive to others. We never purposely come to offend. We try to do all this lightheartedly, but since we're not on Facebook, I can probably get away with it today as long as y'all don't report me to Zoom. I usually get reported on Facebook if I say something that's offensive. But hopefully today in Zoom, it just being mostly our members, even if you don't like today's session, you won't leave here mad, and you'll stay on the journey. Hey, James, if Tammy, is Tammy or Joni with me? So they usually are. Let's see. Yeah, Joni or Tammy, could you get James Wilson? Y'all can't see his post because he's got it set to host. James, if you set that to everyone, if you set the chat to everyone, then everybody will see it. Otherwise, I may miss it because I'm the only panelist here. So if Joni, if you'll get the Happy Juice link to James, it's James Wilson. James Wilson wants the link to the Happy Juice and the password. Can the detox be done without the kit? Meaning, can you use I'm not really understanding the question. Are you asking if you can buy other fiber products and cleanse products? Yeah, you can see your inches lost if you're putting that data in under your progress. You'll be able to see that under progress. If I'm not mistaken, maybe not. Let me ask Sasha. Hey, Sasha, did Sergey ever write the code so that not only could they put in their inches lost, but they could see it? I know we can see their inches lost, but Jitterbugs want to know if they can see how many inches they've lost. Yeah, but I don't think Sergey ever completed that, did he? Okay. She's going to check. We can see it on the back end. She's going to check to see if you can see it on the front end. That's on Sergey's Bit Bucket list. So we'll just have to see on that. I hate when y'all ask this stuff, and I'm not, we're trying so hard with no money to pull all this off. So thank y'all for your patience. But inches lost, I can see it. I don't remember if y'all can see it. We've actually got a counter on the website that shows all members' total inch loss, but that was something that was added to the list a long time ago. We'll check on it. Yeah, I can see it, Sally. I'm not sure that y'all can see it. Is it okay to have black coffee with bio coffee instead of water? Is it okay to have black coffee with bio coffee instead of water? Yes, that would be fine. Kim Danke says there is a graph. Thanks, Kim. There is a graph. So maybe Joni or Tammy could pull a link up so that you could find it in your graph, Jitterbug. All right, I'm going to get going. I may not be able to answer as many questions today because I've got a lot to say, and I don't have it laid out. I don't have it well organized. It's just what's been on my mind for the last 3 days as I've answered, and the team has answered a plethora of questions, a plethora. Number one, I want to say before you judge me, I know my own heart. You do not know my own heart. I know that I love our members. There's not a single member that, even if I've never met them, It's just so you can't really explain to someone when you put 20 years into something and you put your life out there and people respond to it. You'll never be able to explain to someone how much that is like your baby and those are like your children, whether they want to be or not. Even if I've never taught somebody, if I see their name in the back end of our website, I have a special place in my heart for someone who's seen my life out there, not knowing me, and said, you know, some of what Travis says or some Shibboleth member says resonates with me, and I want to trust them to help me with my health. You can't explain to somebody how much those people mean to you. So y'all mean a great deal to me. And I know my own heart. And every time I go on one of these rants that I've put off, I hurt feelings, I lose members, and it's never intentional. And I know my own heart. And you may think, well, he's not as nice, or he doesn't love me, doesn't care about me. And I thought he branded himself as my cheerleader and loved me. And now he's being mean and he's saying mean things and he's stepping on my toes. So before we get into today, I'm not purposely trying to hurt anybody's feelings. And this does not apply to everyone here. And I'll demonstrate that in a moment too. I don't know if you were raised how I was raised. I was raised with a tough dad and a loving mom. Dad, he showed his love through discipline, and my mom through cheerleading. Okay. So here on Planet Shibboleth, we need both aspects of that. We need both aspects of that. If all we get is a bunch of cheerleading, look, if I'm cheerleading and celebrating mentality that do not yield success, am I doing anybody a service? If I think like this, if I think, well, I'm going to cheerlead, I'm going to love them even when they got stinking thinking, they're sitting on the pity potty, I'm going to patronize them. Bible says stay away from dissimulation, which is patronization. But I'm going to patronize them because I need their dollar. I need their dollars to stay afloat, so I don't want to offend anybody, even though I know their mentality is going to affect them negatively and affect others negatively. I'm still going to kiss their butt. Is that helping anybody go forward? No. And I'm not one of those that enjoys this. I much enjoy the loving, sweet, kind cheerleading approach. It's more comfortable, but often it doesn't help anything. It doesn't help anyone. What I see in our groups a lot of times is what I call transference of heaviness. An example of that would be when I'm having a bad day, I double down on that and I don't try to talk myself out of it, and I talk negative. In other words, an example would be I'm fearful about an event and I start talking out loud about the fearfulness that I'm having. I'm not losing weight. I'm not feeling good. It's been a bad day. And then it's so heavy and I'm unwilling to bear the burden myself, the temporary season of heaviness. And I go to Sasha and I throw that on her. And I say, everything sucks. Everything stinks, wife. And then the kids hear that. Did I help myself? No. Did I feel better? No. Did I also bring them down? Yes. We are a Shibboleth family. And when we transfer the heaviness and fear that we feel, we put it out there in the universe, not only is it not helping us, it just solidifies that we're going to feel worse for longer. It also affects everyone around. I don't think it's good. We've got a detox going on. We've got here's somebody that says, let's don't do this today, get to the point. What whole vegetable vitamin supplements do you suggest and where do you get? Jamie, if you don't mind, so I can go on my rant, I'm going to let Joni or Tammy give you the link. Thanks for asking the question to Coreplex and Omegaplex. If one of them can do that, Jamie, if you'll look, because they can't see your question. If you'll look in the thread, they'll provide the link shortly. If you post a question not related to today's thing, which I'd rather be answering Jamie's top question. If you ask one of those questions, I'm going to only answer at the end. Okay. All right. With that said, so we've got this detox going on. First of all, we use the word detox because other people ask about detox because you've been hoodwinked. You've been lied to. These detox programs and plans that everybody wants use this word detox, and then we have an expectation of eliminating decades of accumulated toxins through a bad diet and through sedentary behavior. And we want to do a detox, and we want to eliminate all those toxins that cause premature disease and death. We want to eliminate them in a day if you buy one of the 1-day detox. Or we want to eliminate them ours is a 10-day detox. We want to eliminate them in 10 days. We want to feel better. We want to reset after 2 decades of bad eating. That is not going to happen. The detox that we're doing is basically to give you a little bit of momentum in developing some good habit. And during the 10-day period, you get to do some things that aren't regular Shibboleth, okay? We've done it in a creative way, whether you had to do fast food or whether you could do it really clean, whatever you had to do, we put together a rule set that, if followed and adhered to strictly, helps you get some momentum, helps potentially detoxify your liver a little bit so that you can efficiently metabolize more fat when you go back to your regular Shibboleth lifestyle on day 11, so forth. But the detox word is a little disingenuous, because the body can detoxify itself on its own when you PSP. When you pee daily, when you sweat daily, and you poop daily. You pee daily by staying properly hydrated. You sweat by moving, and you poop by getting in appropriate fasting times and consuming enough whole food so that you can get regular, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm already getting off my thing. So here's what I want to ask y'all to do today. I usually try my best to put myself in the shoes of everyone here. So I've got, let's say, for example, Gina Quinn. I don't know if she's here, but like Gina, she wants to eat clean. She don't want any artificial sweeteners. She wants to do as perfect as she can. Then you might have an Amanda Hicks, who I want to help her because she's trying to body build. She's trying to bulk up, put on, well, that's not her word, that's mine. That's what I would call it, not what Amanda would call it. But she's in a building phase, right? And then I have people that hey, I can't eat clean. I need to do fast food. So, okay, well, here's a good set of rules. Here's a better set of rules. Here's the best set of rules. You choose based upon your goal. So I tried to have something for all of those people that help them personally, and it almost always backfires. So what I want you to do is put yourself in my shoes instead of me putting myself in your shoes today. Can y'all do that? I know you don't know where I'm going with this yet, but I think the Lord will help me get there eventually. We're going to talk expectation, quarter pounders, everything that's come up over this 5-day detox. It's been 5 days so far, Friday, Saturday, 6 days. We just completed 6 days. I want y'all to pretend for a moment that you are me, okay? Can y'all do that for me? You're me. You've lost your weight. Listen, I want you to pretend. If you're a genuine person, you'll play along with me today. Just today, you owe me that much. I never say anything like that. You owe me love. You owe me. You don't owe me any money, but you owe me love. And I want you to pretend that you've lost over 100 pounds. You've come off all prescription medication, and you've given God the credit and the glory for it because He deserves it. And then accidentally through the years, you've now help tens of thousands of people in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. And you know what works because you have tens of thousands of hardcore numerical data points in your website. You have tens of thousands of data points in the website, and you can see what worked and you can see what doesn't work from every client that at least journal. Can you pretend that for a moment? Okay. So let's pretend you're that person. That's me. Okay. And you know what works because you've got the data points. You've got the anecdotal evidence, but you've also got the data points like, when this person did that, when everybody did these things, this is what happened. When everybody did those things, this is what happened. And you know, but you also know that the results that people want take time, a fair amount of time, of effort and consistency and dedication and a good attitude. And you've also seen tens of thousands of people who don't have a good attitude and they never succeed, or they talk themselves out of it over and over again through a mind that is like a squirrel trying to cross the road. Think about that. Think about that. that everybody that you talk to, they're listening to the radio that promises quick fix weight loss. And then you go pay them $400. I talked to somebody 2 weeks ago that said, I've gained my weight back because I got a trainer. I paid them $350 a month, and I valued what they said more than what you said you should be charging more, so that people would value what you say, because it didn't feel as valuable because I wasn't paying for it. I paid for this, and now I've gained my weight, okay? So I hear this all the time. God is my helper. God is my witness. I'm not trying to mislead today. I want to be a help. And everybody I talk, not everybody, a lot of people I talk to is like a squirrel. They're watching TV. On the highway, on the freeway of life, there's this false promise, that false promise, lose fat, build muscle at the same time, myths, all this stuff, take shots, take pills, lose it quicker. Gastric bypass works, surgery works, it's all this stuff. And people want to lose all the weight overnight because they're disgusted with themselves. They've got pain in their life. They want to lose it in the fastest way possible, even though they've spent decades grooving out their brain, literally putting a groove of tracks in their brain so that they compulsively think the same way every single day, to the point if you take their Doritos away from them for 2 hours, they have an anxiety attack like a squirrel. Oh, I'm going to go this way. I'm going to do Shibboleth for a little while. Oh, no. I'm going to do Weight Watchers for a little while. Oh, no. I'm going to do this pill or potion. Oh, no. I'm going to do this hydroxy cut. That's me. This is my life. And over and over, every single day, what is the quickest way for me to lose it? What is the quickest way? What is the quickest way I can lose it? I want it all off tomorrow. All right. Every day. And then I say, well, here's the absolute best way and the quickest way to get it off and do it safely and healthfully. I can't do that. Well, what can you do? Well, you don't understand my life. I can't afford that, and I don't cook. Okay. Well, here's an option. This will slow down your speed by which you reach your goal, but you'll still get there. Oh, I want to get there quick. Listen. All success in life requires sacrifice. The level of your success, I need happy juice, sorry. The level of your success is going to be directly attached, listen, this is the fact. The level and speed of your success with weight loss is going to be directly associated with the level of sacrifice you are willing to make. Now, you're not going to shortchange that. There's no way around it. And we make a way for people that say, I want minimal sacrifice. If you say, I want minimal sacrifice, I'm willing to pivot a little bit. Can I still lose weight with Shibboleth? Yeah. You've got 30 pounds to lose. You're willing to minimally sacrifice, it's going to take you a year. Okay. Well, I'm willing to sacrifice, a medium level of things. I'm willing to sacrifice it at medium. Okay. Then that 30 pounds is going to take you 6 months. Oh. Well, I'm willing to sacrifice everything that you tell me to sacrifice, Travis, to get that 30 pounds off the quickest. How quick can I lose it? 45 days. You have to decide. Now, whatever you decide, you shouldn't be bitching about it. You decided. Did y'all hear that? Plain talk is easily understood. That's what my daddy tells me every day. Plain talk is easily understood. Son, sometimes you have to talk plain. So the things that you're bitching about I'm not willing to make the sacrifice to get what I want as soon as I want to get it. You're not going to be able to eat fast food if you want to get there at the fastest rate possible. If you don't mind slowing your results down, I can teach you how to eat fast food. You'll still get to your goal. You just won't get there at the fastest rate possible. So many of us have tried so many different things because we are unwilling to be consistent and stick with it and believe in it and believe in ourselves. No, we just want to gripe and moan about how life works. Life isn't fair. If your mama and daddy told you it was, they lied to you. Life is hard. And when we're overweight, we make it even more difficult on ourselves. So you've got to decide today or at some point. No, you don't have to decide nothing. I take that back. You can keep bitching. You can keep bitching. You can keep griping. You can keep moaning. You can keep going to church on Sunday. and you can look up to heaven and you can sing I'll Fly Away in Amazing Grace and shout the rooftops off. You can go eat at the El Nepal, and then the minute you get home, you can start bitching again. You can live that life if you so desire. God will still love you. His grace and mercy will endure forever. He's not going to send you to Hades because you go to church and worshiping, and then you leave there and you act like a hellion. He loves you. If you believe in Christ, you're going to suffer because you're going to reap what you sow. But at the same time, if that's how you want to live your life, you can. But here's how I decided I wanted to live my life. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. I wanted to know what it was like to have self-esteem, self-confidence. I wanted to know what it was like to alleviate the guilt that I felt because I felt like I was a glut. All these different things. I did not want to be on those medications the rest of my life. And I decided that I was willing to chew off my own arm if I needed to do that to get to my goal weight. I didn't have to do that, but I had to have a heart that was willing to do that. We say this all the time. If you want to eat, if you want to keep eating. Just quit bitching about it. We love you. I don't care if you weigh 300 pounds, 400 pounds, 500 pounds, 1,000 pounds. If you're happy, we love you. But if you can't love yourself because God's put a calling on your life and He's requiring more than what you've been demonstrating and showing for the last many years, and you're unsatisfied with yourself and you ask me for help, you've got to stop bitching about it. And no, I don't use that word regularly. I just can't think of another word to say right now. You get what you all know in your heart of hearts right now, that if you do what I ask you to do, that you will lose the body fat at a reasonable rate and you will reach your goal. But you won't sacrifice everything you need to sacrifice to reach your goal. And that's on you. That's on you. Now, here's the thing. People ask, how fast can I lose it? How fast can I lose it? Let me just show you this before I go to my board. I'm going to go to the whiteboard. Let me show you something. This is our detox challenge. It wouldn't have mattered if it was a detox challenge. It would not matter. It would not matter if it was the Magnificent 7 challenge, whatever. Okay. So here's some people that in 6 days, see, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, we just finished up 6 days on the detox. Kay Fannin, 9 pounds down. Bramble, 9 pounds down. Claire Alexander, 8.6 down. DU 6.8, Shanda 6.4, Will 6.2, I need to lose 6.2, Steph 6, J Ren 6, JD Reed 5.8. Okay, got Kay Fannin's already lost 5% of body weight already. Okay, so let me stop that for a minute. By anybody's estimation, is that good results for 6 days? Pretty good. It's pretty good. Okay. So more than a pound a day. But here's the thing that group will realize. When you start any of our plans, we are going to be controlling insulin. We're going to be controlling insulin. Therefore, we will also be controlling our water retention. Anytime we start any of the plans we put out there will be amazing weight loss for people who are just starting or who have been off the plan for a while. This is almost any plan out, but you're not really losing fat until you get into that second and third week of consistency. I want y'all to get this. I want you to answer this question, pretending you're me as the weight loss coach. How many people do you think, what percentage of people do you think on planet Shibboleth really, really, really dedicate themselves to perfect days every day for 4 weeks in a row? Have ever done that for 4 weeks in a row? KA says 5%. If we're lucky. And yeah, we still have a lot of people get results. James is probably right, maybe 2%. I know very few people who have done their best and strictly adhered to the program for more than 4 weeks straight. But somebody with a willing and wanting heart, a ready, willing, and able body and mind, if they set their mind to it for 4 weeks, you can't imagine what they would accomplish. But we can't get people to be consistent because we're like squirrels. And the first commercial that somebody hears that promises fast weight loss, you jump off the program, you jump to their program. As soon as you hit a plateau there, you jump back to this program. Find a lifestyle that's practical, sustainable, and fun, and make it your forever plan, whether you're losing a pound a day or not. and you will reach your goal. It is just insulin control, calorie deficit, adequate protein. It's just science. So a few things on the board. You must be ready, willing, and able to lose weight and to do what you're supposed to do. Like your life depends on it. If you've decided that you want to do this. If you don't, here's the good news about living in modern medicine, the age of modern medicine. You can feel terrible and they can help you live a long time with medications. You'll be miserable except for when you're eating, but you have that right. Just keep eating. Just keep eating. It is your crutch. I mean, Jesus understands. Jesus understands. He's touched by the feelings of your infirmities and weakness. So you could actually go, you know what? I'm not giving up food anymore. I'm willing to give up health, quality of life. The medicines will help me prolong my life. Did y'all know that? There's very little difference between mortality between a healthy person and an obese person. There's some, you shorten your days for sure, because the onset of premature disease, because of the toxins that fat holds on to and the load that it puts on the organs. But that's no big deal. That's not a big deal. It's not a big deal that you've overindulged for so long that all of your organs are becoming fatty and that you're going to get premature disease because there's medicines even coming on the market that's going to prolong your life. I mean, you might have to be hooked up to something every night when you sleep to get enough oxygen. You might have to take 10 different prescription medications to prolong your life, but who cares if you get to eat, right? If every time you have a whim where you want a Cheeto, you can have it, that's some quality of living, right? You think I'm being sarcastic, but I'm not. That's a benefit. I can't do that. I don't get to do that. I have whims all day where I want to eat. After all these years, I still have whims where in a moment and in a certain kind of mood, I'm like, man, I sure would like some Cheetos. But instead of compulsively doing it, I stop. I chose to stop doing that, and I miss out on it. Some of y'all don't miss out on that. Those of us losing weight, we're going to have to miss out on that, but y'all get it. Some of y'all that, you want to straddle the fence, you get it. Listen, you've got to be ready to lose weight. Watch this. How many of you are ready to lose weight? You're ready. You want to do it. How many of you want to lose weight? You're ready to do it. We're all ready. We all want to do it. How many of you are able to lose weight? How many is able to do it? There's nobody here that's not able. I don't care if you're a quadriplegic and you have no thyroid, your thyroid isn't working. I don't care. If you operate in a calorie deficit and control insulin, you're going to lose weight. So you're all able to do it. Is this not our problem? Willing to sacrifice what we need to sacrifice to get to where we want to go. But Travis, I'm not losing it fast. Let me tell you how fast you can lose it. Let's do this. Now, this may be a long one. I may have to take a bathroom break. For those of you that got to go, don't worry about it. You don't need to be lambasted by me. If you feel you do need this kick in the butt, please stay. But if you don't, come back tomorrow at 11. I promise I'll be sweet for those of you that do not need it. All right, I'm going to go to the website. I'm going to go down to the bottom, and I'm going to go to weight loss calculator. It asks for current weight and your goal weight. I need a couple of volunteers to give me I need somebody that's got more than 50 pounds to lose. Okay, perfect. KA says, I'm 260. Thank you for being vulnerable and sharing that with us. And I want to be 150. God bless, Sheila. So I click that and it says, KA, if you have 420, now this is assuming 3 eating episodes a day that aren't so-so. These aren't so-so eating episodes. This isn't so-so. This is portion control, red column, yellow column eating episodes, 3 a day. If you have 420 Shibboleth weight loss meals in a row, you will lose up to 110 pounds in only 140 days. Now, this is somebody that says, I'm going to sacrifice everything that is not going to get me to my goal at the quickest rate. That's even sacrificing a lot of approved food, because some of our approved food slows you down, right? So if somebody in this situation was asking, if I did exactly what you tell me to do, and I do it honorably, not that anybody can or will. That's another thing about this little calculation. You have to factor in that almost nobody would do everything that I said to do every day for 140 days. But if you're asking, how fast can I get there? This person can lose 110 pounds in 140 days, less than a half a year, if they did everything in the most strictest fashion. Red column, yellow column, extreme portion control. Pretty amazing, right? And like I love what KA says. And it actually is amazing because it took years to get to 260 pounds. This is called grace. Now, here's the thing. She doesn't have to do it that fast to get to her goal. She doesn't have to be that extreme to get to her goal. But when people ask, what can I do to get there? Here is some data that people have actually proved out for us, that those people with spectacular endurance and discipline, I've never had anybody go that long and do perfect, but I've had people pretty much be perfect and have even better results. And it's mind-blowing to them. It's mind-blowing to me. But this is a willing person that says, I'm going to do everything. I'm going to eat. I'm going to do this unto the Lord. I'm going to do it right. And I want to know how much I can lose and how fast I can lose it. Well, there's your number. But then what happens is somebody starts that. Not that KA would, but here's what happens. They start it, and within day 2, they're like, I'm not losing fast enough. Maybe the first 2 days they lose 7 pounds, and they go in their mind, dang, this is working. And on day 5, they don't lose any, and they're ready to quit. It happens over and over and over again. When our body is a sponge, when we get on the scales, we're not just measuring our fat weight. We're not just seeing a gain or loss of fat. We're seeing a gain or loss of bone, organ, tendons, ligaments, water, glucose, etc., etc., etc. Most of the weight loss or gain that you experience on a day-to-day basis, doing our program or not doing our program, is directly attributed to water weight that fluctuates, comes, and goes. Roughly about 60% of your body is water. And at times, you have high tide. Your body's made of water. If you just think of it like the ocean, it's made of salt water. That's why if you lick, you sweat, it tastes like salt. It's made of salt water, just like the ocean, just like the earth. And interestingly enough, Bible refers to our bodies as earthen vessels. Our earthen vessel is the same ratio of water and everything else as the earth is water and everything. So you're going to have moments of high tide and low tide where the water's up and the water's in down. So you're going to have water weight retention, water weight release. Now, when we're eating carb of any type, 1 gram, let's use 1 gram of carb, 1 gram of carb. If you had 1 gram of carbohydrate in your hand, you would not even know that you had anything in your hand. I'm doing my best to explain this without a PowerPoint, without organized thought. So stay with me. Do y'all get what I'm saying? A gram of carbohydrate, a gram of wheat, you wouldn't even know it was in your hand. Are y'all with me so far? This is important. Did I lose you? You wouldn't even know a gram of wheat was in your hand. And we're eating ounces. We're eating ounces of carbohydrate. We're eating many grams of carbohydrate. So 1 gram. For every gram of carbohydrate that you consume before it's burned off attaches to 3 to 4 more grams of water. Every gram. So an apple. Let me look that up real quick. Hold on. Let's take an apple. All right. So watch this. It says there are roughly 25 grams of carbohydrate in an apple. 25 grams. So that means that we're gonna, for every gram of carb, it latches on and attaches itself to 3 to 4 grams of water. If I consume 25 grams, a 25-gram apple, I'm gonna also hold on. I'm gonna temporarily hold on to an extra 100 grams of water. So here I've got 1 gram of carbs means I hold on to 5 grams of weight temporarily. 25 grams means that I temporarily will hold on to 125 grams of weight. In other words, after I eat my apple and have some fluid and get on the scales, my weight will be up by 125 grams over 1 apple. Are y'all with me so far? Your weight is going up because of the carbohydrate you eat. Now, there's a whole nother issue. You spike your insulin, that the insulin is a fat storage hormone, and now the insulin's in your system after the apple that you ate by itself, and it's looking to store fat that you might consume hours later and push that into the cell. So you got all kind of issues. We're just talking about, why do y'all get on the scales and get frustrated? I'm explaining to you your frustration. If you keep letting this beat you, if you keep letting this mental side of getting on the scales beat you, you might as well give up. Just give up. Quit complaining about it. Give up and go eat something. Just go eat, because you're going to have to understand that in this journey that the scales are not, you put forth a great effort yesterday. Whether you did or whether you don't, I don't know. That's on you. Only you know if you did what you told me you did. So then the next day you get on the scales, no weight loss. And then you get frustrated. And then another day of that, and you quit. You might as well give this up and go eat. This is not about Shibboleth. It's not about any other weight loss program. They all work this way to some degree. And that's why people quit. They quit everything they do. They quit everything they do. The only people that are successful are those that find a way of life and stick to it. And those tracks the stinking thinking tracks, that the compulsive behaviors that are grooved out in their mind through years of not knowing how to think, how to talk, how to act, then all of a sudden you're just operating on those tracks around the clock. It's like a vinyl record, and you put the stylus in it and it plays the music. Some of us are playing. How many times have y'all done a different diet and it always ends the same? I'm being genuine. How many times have you done a diet, started a diet, and it always ends the same? And if you really think about it, it's because of your compulsive thinking and behaviors. These thoughts, as a man thinketh he is, and he becomes. You thought you're going to have to scratch that record up. You're going to have to try some new things. I know it's a relief when you get to gripe about stuff, but in the end, it just sends you down that wrong path even further. How do I get rid of these grams? So if you don't overconsume the grams of carbohydrate is an energy source. And as your body uses up that energy source, it releases not only these grams, but also releases the water grams that were attached to the carbohydrate gram. That's why when y'all have a blue column meal, your weight is temporarily up, because you had a blue column meal, you've gotten in some tasty energy, potatoes or fruit or whatever, and you've got it in, but it's held onto the water, temporarily pulling it in. And as soon as you burn through this, it's going to release it. The water weight fluctuation is coming from the carbohydrate attaching to the water molecules. And if you're not overeating the carbohydrate and you're eating the carbohydrate with lean protein and fibrous carb, you can negate some of this and you can get rid of it quicker, and you can stay in efficient fat burning, and you'll get there in 140 days, like KA. You're going to get there, but you're not going to get there the way you want to get there. You're not going to get there with minimal effort. You can't eat like we all eat in this country and make a little pivot and expect to lose 5 pounds a week. You can't do it. I know you want to do it. I know that's what you want, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So on the detox, for example, here's another. Let's talk about turds. Let's talk about turds, poop. Are y'all still in my shoes? Are y'all still the weight loss coach today? Are you still in my shoes? How many of you were at the orientation and heard me say the detox is not about weight loss? How many of you can honestly say, I won't jump on you, I think it's cute? How many of you could honestly say in your mind and heart right now, true confession is good for the soul, how many of you can say, when I talked about the 10-day detox, and you could lose up to 10 pounds in 10 days, but it's not about weight loss. Everybody won't lose weight. It's about detoxifying the liver some so that you can efficiently burn fat on day 11. We can get rid of some accumulated toxins in the liver, potentially. How many of you kind of ruled all that out and you said, well, I want to lose weight. I'm doing it because I want to lose weight, right? I think it's sweet you don't listen to me. I love those classes when I talk about spiritual fasting. We're talking about spiritually fasting, and you have half the group go, how much weight will I lose? That one really cracks me up. So the goal is not to worship and get closer to God. It's about just losing weight. A spiritual fast would be about you decreasing so that He could increase in your life, about you giving up some things that you're enslaved by, in the secret parts of your heart to move up a little closer to God. But we go, but what's my reward going? What's my reward going? But anyway, I digress. I'm sorry. You're still my coach. You're still the weight loss coach here. So with the detox, we talked about good, better, and best options. How many of y'all remember this? This is cute too. How many of y'all remember this in class? You're in my shoes. How many of you remember people saying, now this detox ain't gonna make me have to rush to the bathroom, is how many of y'all remember that being said? This detox won't cause me to rush to the bathroom, will it? It won't cause me to rush to the bathroom, will it? How many of y'all heard that going on in the detox orientation? I'm not gonna have to rush to the bathroom, am I? I'm not gonna have to go to emergency poo-poo, am I? I'm not going to have to run and sit on the throne all day, am I? Y'all remember that? You're in my shoes. Now, how many of you, since the detox has started, have seen people go, I'm not pooping, I'm not pooping, I'm not pooping, I'm not pooping. Danged if I do, danged if I don't. Now, what did I say to everybody? This is not even about pooping. By the way, you releasing are gargantuan turds. Turds don't weigh that much. Even gargantuan turds, they just don't weigh that much. That's not what we're looking for here. That has little to do with detoxification. Gargantuan King Kong sized turds have little to do with detoxification. Now, how many of you took X-Lax? You took X-Lax and the next day you did lose some weight because you had to run. You liquefied the poop. So your digestive system works like plumbing. It works like your blood vessels, like your arteries. You have feet and feet and feet of large and small intestine. And when you feed constantly, you're feeding constantly, grazing. How many of you come from a background, if you're honest, you come from a background, at least before this program, of almost constantly grazing? Even when you weren't overeating calories, you constantly eat knick-knack during the day, okay? So when you're doing that, here's the thing. It takes 12 to 36 hours. It takes 12 to 36 hours to digest your last meal. How many of you fast every time you listen? How many of you, every time you eat a meal, you fast 12 to 36 hours? Does anybody? Desiree, your question is outlined in the class notes very thoroughly, but if you can hang on with me, I'll answer that again at the end. I just want you to know, Desiree says, how do we take the supplements? Okay, so we'll go over that again, but it'll be at the end. If you can't wait for me at the end, please remind me at the end. If you can't wait for me at the end, go to the class notes. We spent a lot of time detailing that out. Every meal that you eat takes 12 to 36 hours to go through the 4 phases of digestion. The last phase of digestion is elimination, okay? So ideally, if I eat a meal and I didn't eat anything else, my body would go through the absorption phase and get the nutrients out of that meal, and the byproducts and the waste would go out through the drought. We would eliminate the waste product somewhere between 12 and 36 hours and would be completely detoxed from that meal and the byproducts of it. Does that make sense, or do I need to repeat that? This is important. Does everybody understand what I just said so I can go to the next part? Jennifer, when I eat a meal, first of all, most people, if they eat like this, they would say every day they're starving to death. Like if you said, Travis, what is the best way to eat? What's the best way to eat? It goes so against our cultural consumer propaganda. This is the way that your ancestors many hundreds of years ago did it. This is why even not even hundreds of years ago, black and white photos. Did you see obese people in black and white photos? Was that the norm? Was obese people normal in black and white photos? Very few people. There's outliers. I'm not saying that your grandparents or somebody wasn't, but I'm just saying that in the 20s and 30s, you look at old photos, it was not normal that people be obese. It's not normal. And you go way back to hunter-gatherer population, they didn't eat twice a day. They didn't eat 3 times a day. They didn't eat 6 meals a day. This is ridiculous, and it's propaganda. When you eat a meal, if you ate a robust meal, a real whole food robust meal, it takes 12 to 36 hours to move that meal through the 4 phases of digestion, absorption of the good stuff and elimination of the bad stuff, That's a detox. That's why fasting, what do we tell people with fasting? 12 to 36 hours, don't we? We say 12 to 36 hours. If you ate a big meal, a big, robust, whole food meal and didn't eat again until the 37th hour, if you didn't have a problem with your pancreas and insulin production and things like that, we have all new issues because of our diet here. I'm saying if you are healthy otherwise and you had a steak, broccoli, and a big bowl of soup, and then you waited 36 hours, and then you did it again and again and again, your health would go through the roof. Your level of health and wellness. Travis, we have to eat more than that. No, you don't. We do on Shibboleth, or nobody would do our program. But ideally, Travis, if I was ideal and I wasn't using food as a solution for all my problems and boredom and entertainment and all that, and using food incorrectly, and if I wasn't enslaved by it, and I had a big old steak and maybe some fish and a salad and some broccoli and a bowl of soup and filled my gut, and then I waited for 36 hours for my body to absorb all that great nutrition and then eliminate the byproduct and waste, detoxify everything, boy, my health would thrive. But I'm so addicted to eating several times a day, I personally can't get there, except for every once in a while. I'll do that with Charles or somebody. We'll do a 36-hour fast, and we always say we feel better. But in this culture, that's not a practical, sustainable lifestyle for most people. So we don't do this except for on a Tiger 36 day. We try to get people to incorporate it here and there just for a little human health, just for a little detoxification. The more days during a year that I can get you to do it, the better off you'll be. So the detox, what we've done, we're going to look at some of those meal plans. We put some together that are low calorie, a lot of pre-digested food that takes less time to digest. Your whole food meals take more time to digest. Your pre-digested meals take less time to digest. So I incorporated ideas like an apple that's pretty much pre-digested. I incorporated ideas like a Mighty Muffin that's pretty much pre-digested. And then I incorporated some whole food to give us the bulk that we need so that we can, at least make this a doable detox or a doable program. So we'll get into meal plans in a minute, okay? But now people are saying, Travis, I'm doing the detox, but I'm not losing weight and I'm not going to the bathroom. And I digressed a lot here. Sorry, I should have come more organized. It just hit me right before class. So first of all, the detox kit. In that detox kit, you have insoluble fiber, okay? Will not have a laxative effect. When you take a laxative, you're mostly liquefying the poop. The last meal or two you had, you're taking your laxative because you don't like the heavy feeling. You don't feel like you're going to the bathroom enough. You got a little bloat, your tummy hurt, and you take a laxative so you can go poo-poo, right? And then it liquefies the poop. And it's doing nothing to get rid of undigested matter that's been in there for years. It's doing nothing to fix that problem. Sedentary behavior and processed food cause constipation. Please, everybody write that down. Sedentary behavior and processed food cause constipation. Did y'all write that one down? Notice I said a wordy-dirt. You need activity. Sedentary behavior causes constipation. Desk sitting, watching TV causes constipation. Lack of hydration, constipation. Not enough insoluble fiber, constipation. So back to this. So the detox kit is not meant to have a laxative effect. It may even cause you to take some steps back because the insoluble fiber is not resolved by water. Soluble fiber can dissipate in liquid and become liquid and leave our digestive tract easily. Insoluble fiber is grainy, right? And it gets in there and that is coming out at some point, but it kind of latches on to some of the undigested matter. And it begins to help it move itself through the digestive tract, through the digestive system, okay? How will I know if that's happening? So when you're doing a good detox, you won't experience this daily, but you'll notice little poop that's dark. It's been in there a long time. It's in there a long time, and it's curved like this. Like you'll see just little pebbles, right? So you got like little curved, dark, and you may have to do a detox several times a year to see this effect. It's like a little scrub brush, right, Charles? So these little dark, almost black, just little fragments. It won't mean weight loss, but some of that undigested matter through movement, hydration, and fast, we'll start to see a little bit of this come out with our normal stool. And the reason it's curved like that, it's been in there in your digestive tract, it's been in your large and small intestines, and it's gotten caught in the bin, just like in plumbing. It gets caught in the bin. Those hairballs, they get caught in the bin, don't they? Are y'all with me, or am I doing a gross job of explaining in layman's terms? It gets caught in the bin, right? And your body absorbed, and you had the bad stuff that causes toxicity in the body, and it's in there because of sedentary behavior and eating, because it goes back to this. We just established, I digress again, we just established that none of us even wait 12 hours after a meal, do we? Be honest. If you are honest here right now, when you have, on average, I'm not talking about the last few days, on average, over the last many years, on average, 24 hours in a day, on average, let's think about this. Just do your guesswork. When you had a meal or a snack, how many hours would go by before you at least grazed on something? I'm just curious. On average, I would say before I started Shibboleth that on average I was having something every hour or two. It may not have been much, but it was something. 3 hours, 1 to 2 hours, 43 minutes, 1 to 3. Okay. So whatever I'm consuming, if let's say the average here is 3 hours, I would bet you if you really did some self-diagnosis, self-examination, you would determine it's probably something about every couple of hours. But let's say 3. So every time that you put something in the orifice under your nose and put your digestive system back to work, it was 3 hours. How many hours minimally does it take to deal with that? 12 hours. So if we're never giving our body time to absorb, to digest, absorb, and eliminate, are we going to have a backup problem at some point? Are we going to have issues at some point with doing that for years? Never giving your body time to digest the preceding meal? Never. I never gave my body time. Now, you've got, can I keep up with it? Yes, Charles, it's like you're having a traffic jam day after day after day. So here's my body. This represents my body, okay? The detox was, if I had told everybody here, maybe I could get some folks to do this with. I would do it with. If I had told you that we're going to have one meal a day, let me take that back. We're going to have one meal every 36 hours for 10 days. One meal every 36 hours for 10 days. How many of you would have done this detox? Remember, you're being a coach today. Almost no one would do it. Maybe it's me that doesn't believe in us like I should. Maybe I don't believe in all of us like I should, because I could talk about the benefit, and the benefits will be off the chart. Your life would never be the same if you did it for the right reason. The discipline that you would create, you would break the yoke of bondage to food. You would no longer be enslaved by it. You would eliminate massive amounts of toxicity from your body. Our skin would look better. We'd feel better. I've done it twice. I've only done it twice. And both, it was hard, but man, did I feel great. Did I get closer to the Lord? No, you wouldn't be able to eat, Charlotte, anything you wanted. That would be counterproductive. We wouldn't eat even a lot of the stuff on the current detox. We would eat whole food. We'd have things like fresh wild-caught fish, grilled, pan-seared in MCT oil, with some stewed squash and a big bowl of high-protein soup, and then we wouldn't eat again for 36 hours, and then we might have a nice, juicy steak, grass-fed beef or something like that with some green beans. Then we'd wait 36 hours, and you know what would happen in 10 days? Come alive. You'd no longer be enslaved by food for a while anyway. But anyway, I digress. We took the detox, and we said, here's some things that you can do to make you feel like you're eating 3 times a day, and you'll still be able to do some detoxification work with the body. Did I ask y'all to sweat during the detox? Did I ask everybody to sweat during the detox? Yes. I didn't just say do the detox, kid. I didn't just say do the insoluble fiber and then put back in the good bacteria to eat away at the bad bacteria. Why do I want you to get in good bacteria? You got a lot of bad bacteria in there because of undigested matter. So if we do insoluble fiber, we hydrate, we walk, we do the good bacteria. I can't think of a better cleanse if we're trying to do the best that we can do for 10 days based upon where we are psychologically. The reason it's important to give the digestive system a break is because your body, this is your body. You have all of your energy available to you until you do something voluntary energy expenditure or involuntary energy expenditure. Involuntary energy expenditure pull away from your energy levels. Voluntary energy expenditure pulls away from your energy level. The only time that you have most of your energy levels is when you what? In a 24-hour period. Most of the time when you have all of your available energy resources for recovery, for getting rid of cancerous cells, for getting rid of toxicity, is at what time of day? When you sleep. Very good. So when we sleep, we have the most of our energy available for the body to get rid of cancerous cells, to help eliminate toxicity, to help water weight evaporate. That's why when you get up in the morning, your weight is down somewhere between 1 and 3 pounds from when you went to bed. You've evaporated, you've burned energy, but you've evaporated water. Most of your energy was available to you to help the body restore itself while you were in REM sleep or deep sleep. Okay, but here's what happens during the day. If I choose to go exercise, I'm pulling from my energy resources in a good way. I'm expending additional energy because I'm exercising. If I get up and walk to the kitchen, I'm expending some energy voluntarily. Whatever I choose to do, if I choose to go help my daughter move and put furniture in the truck, I'm voluntarily doing that. When that voluntary activity is over, then I get that energy back. But when we eat, that's involuntary energy expenditure. Your body has to work so hard on digestion of food. You have no idea. You burn so many calories just breaking down food that's real food, whole food. So your body's involuntarily doing that, and you're eating or grazing about every 3 hours on something. And then how many of you eat the largest number of calories right before sunset and after sunset? Do I have anybody in that boat? Most of your calories come at night or come right before sunset, okay? So most of your calories are coming then. So while you sleep, when your body could be restoring itself, you're digesting hours and hours and hours of food accumulation, and you do that every single day. Is it any wonder that we're all depressed, that we wake up lethargic? And then people are doing the detox saying, I have a headache. You've never had a headache before? All of a sudden, it's the detox causing the headache. It wasn't you were having a headache before the detox. These are conversations I'm having with people. I don't have any energy. Well, did you have energy before the detox? No, I didn't have energy before the detox, but I figured this detox was going to help me get energy. Well, can I look at your journal? I go look at 2 journals before class today. Both people complaining about the detox are only doing about 50% of what I instructed them to do. Are y'all hearing me? J.A. says, why am I the hungriest at night? It's habit. It's habit. Because you're not hungry. If I can say that respectfully, you're not hungry. You're less hungry at night. If you'll pay attention to this, you'll realize that even saying I'm hungry is not the right word, but we believe whatever we say. And then you groove that into your mind. And it's like, I get hungry at night. No, you have cravings at night. You have cravings at night. And you've been yielding we've all yielded to our boredom cravings at night, our get still at night cravings. We've done it so long now when we can't do it. Look, this is no different than smoking cigarettes. People get so mad at me when I compare these things. How many of you don't have to raise your hand, I'm just giving you something to think about. How many of you know people that tried to quit smoking? It wasn't necessarily the nicotine. Even when they they tried to stop smoking, one of the ways they coped was having an unlit cigarette in their mouth. How many of you have seen that go down? I've seen that in my family because of the habit. They're not getting the nicotine, but They've had that in their mouth so long, it's a habit. It's a habit. Your late night eating, your metabolism's actually craving less food at night. When the sun goes down and until it comes up, your physical body is less hungry because it's smarter than you and it knows it's about to go to bed. We're getting the melatonin going. It knows that it's about to go into recovery. Your body does not want food in its gut while you sleep. It wants to have most of what you ate during the day digested before you go to sleep. But we all say, I'm starving, I'm hungry. It's because we've done it out of boredom, for entertainment. We've done it for so long, stress, anxiety. How many of you struggle if you've got to sit and watch a movie without popcorn or something? You feel like you got to have something going on there, right? You feel like it's not hunger. It is a compulsive behavior that comes from years of overindulgence in food. I promise you. Ask Kim Dankey tonight. When Kim does, she got where she was eating dinner really early, and she just felt better. That's right, Andrea. We're conditioned to eat because everybody around us does it. And one of the worst things is when you're watching others, they get still and they're eating and munching and fellowshipping. You start feel like you're missing out on something. You feel like you're starving to death, and the next thing you know, you've joined the crowd. This is just, I'm all over the place. I'm rambling, but I'm trying to get you to think. This detox, all we were trying to do was create a little bit of digestive relaxation and hoping that we could get rid of some undigested matter, get some momentum, get our discipline back, get people to moving, PSP a little bit, just a nudge so that over 10 days, we accomplished a little weight loss. We seen that we could do it. We might have got rid of some undigested matter. Our liver, which is responsible for efficiently burning fat, got to metabolize a little extra fat on day 11 because we did get the liver to do a dump too. We're trying to accomplish little small things that lead to big accomplishments in the future. We're not going to be able to resolve decades of self-abuse in 10 days. You're not going to be able to do it. We're looking at just small steps forward over the 10 days. And you've seen what some people are already accomplishing. If your goal was to lose weight, you can do it too, but you've got to clean it up. I'm all over the place. One more thing I want to throw out there. I've gotten several comments about how in the world, why would I put a quarter pound on a detox? Let's take a look at it. So a lot of people were concerned that this was not correct. One of the detox meal plans that I put on the board was the following. It is assuming that people have to have their 3 eating episodes a day. Breakfast, cocoa ringa mixed with Healthwise hot chocolate, bio coffee mixed with Healthwise hot chocolate, bio coffee mixed with cocoa ringa, or Healthwise hot chocolate by itself. I want y'all to join me here. Please join me. Come back. Why would I put a quarter pounder on a detox? Well, number one, if you're the weight loss coach and you have at least a dozen people say, I won't cook, I eat out every day. As a weight loss coach, would you try to come up with the best option for them based upon their situation so they have some success? Would you do that for them? Or would you just tell them, sorry, I can't help? And then would you also assume that people that can do better than that and they don't eat fast food and they eat at home, that they could just avoid this one? Wouldn't you assume that they would be wise and go, I don't have to do that. Travis has explained I can do better than that, and I'm willing to do better. This person says they only eat out. I don't need to eat out for 10 days. I can have a nice, robust grilled chicken salad at home. But what happens? The people that asked for it, criticize. The people that didn't ask for it, criticize it. I don't know. Y'all, yeah. Okay. So cocoa ringa Healthwise hot. About how many calories is that breakfast? Anybody know? It's under 200. Cocoa ringa Healthwise hot chocolate's under 200. Each one of them is around 80, 90 calories, something like that. 77 calories. So, all right. Do the math. That's all protein. Is this pre-digested? Pre-digested. Quarter pounder with cheese from McDonald's without the bread. If you go do the math, that's under 300 calories. Are y'all with me? It's under 300 calories. So I've got 300 calories here. If you take the bread away and scrape off some of the extra condiment, I've got under 300 calories. Even if I grab one for lunch and get me an extra to take home for dinner, stay with me, everybody, okay? This is the worst detox meal plan that I put out there. This one works, but it was the worst one. But you can still detox. I'm going to explain why. So you've got under 300 calories for both of these without the bread and without the extra condiment. That's 600 calories. We've got under 200 here. That's 800 calories. Are y'all with me? That's 800 calories. How many of you before Shibboleth was probably eating 4 times that many calories? Okay. Why would I put ground beef on a detox? Number one, McDonald's quarter pounder beef is some of the cleanest, safest beef, not their Big Mac beef. Their quarter pounder beef is some of the safest, cleanest ground beef in the world. If you think about that logically, do your research. A long time ago, they got sued so many times. They said, we're going to clean this up and we're only going to exclusively work with contractors that go by the most highest, most ethical standard. And their quarter pounder beef is some of the cleanest beef on the planet. The extra fat that I'm allowing you to have is because of the reduced calories and the satiation that the extra fat will provide. And I don't put out any meal plan that I hadn't done myself. I felt amazing. So you're only getting about 800. How many of y'all see people in my groups go, 800 calories is too low, it's too low, it's too low? How many of y'all have seen that happen? Complain about it being too low. But what happened when I put this meal plan out? People said, it's too high, it's too high, it's too high, it's too high. So if I get up in the morning and I have a health-wise hot chocolate mixed with cocoa ring, I had a pre-digested meal that was like really not having much of a meal at all. My digestive system's still relaxed. At lunch, I'm having ground beef with light condiment. That gives me the satiation I need until dinner. And then I eat right before sunset. I eat my other piece of ground beef, very satiated. Then I stop eating for how long? What did I recommend for the detox? What did I recommend? 16 hours. So we got almost halfway through the time it would take to get rid of and eliminate all of this. I got people to eat on the worst meal plan in the detox. I got people to eat less than they normally would. I got them to get more protein than they normally would. I got them to get fat for satiation. They're only having 2 eating episodes that's hard on the digestive system. It's a good plan. Now, I can't go through every one of those meal plans today. There was cleaner ones. I'll show you another. Then I'm going to close this out, I promise. I know y'all getting bored of this. I'm going to close it out. I just want to show you. It's not like we get hyper fixated on one meal plan that we disagree with. So let me go back to the WOW challenges. Type in Travis again. Let me look at another. Boom. Okay. We don't have to do the quarter pounder one. What about this? Salad mix. I'm having a salad for breakfast if I need a breakfast. These are silly ones, but this is what we did. Salad for lunch, salad for dinner, only salad green. Does that sound like a detox? It does, doesn't it? Just salad. We're just going to eat 3 salads. We're probably not even going to get 500 calories here. I mean, that one's extreme. Let's take a look at another one. Breakfast, cocoa ringa mixed with health-wise hot chocolate. Lunch is kettle and fire bone broth. Dinner, kettle and fire bone broth. Everything here is pre-digested, and we're getting plenty of protein to adequately preserve muscle. So you could do it as extreme as you wanted. And on top of that, look at all the other information and meal plans that was provided in the class note. You got a vegan meal plan by the day. So if your state of mind changes from one day to the next, you have other approved food items linked. Let's go and look at that. We put all this together for you to do this based upon the level of sacrifice you're willing to make. We've got, look at all these breakfast options. Surely you could have found some. Tell me how many of these sound unhealthy. A cup of berries, a third of a hemp bar, an Advocare fiber pack, an apple, an approved shake, bio coffee, egg whites with an orange, mushroom coffee called Four Sigmatic, Greek plain yogurt, kettle and fire bone broth. Let's look at our lunches. Let's see how many of these would make us sick. I've gotten people literally saying the detox is making me sick. The detox is making me sick. The lunch. Half a cup of approved yogurt, a third of a hemp bar, some hemp crumbles, black bean, Explore Cuisine black bean spaghetti, Explore Cuisine edamame spaghetti, health-wise high protein soup, and the list goes on. Pinto beans. Dinner. For dinner, we were asking, worst case scenario, have 2 to 6 ounces of any approved category 1 lean meat or category 7 meat, no fatty meat. with a half a cup of any category 2 fibrous carbs. So my day would look like I had a bowl of coffee for breakfast, did my fiber packet, took my probiotic restore. For lunch, I ate a third of a hemp bar because I'm doing a detox. And then for dinner, I had chicken breast and broccoli. What's wrong with that? How is that making anybody sick? That's got to be better than what you were doing before the detox. Y'all ain't mad at me, are you? Trying to have some fun with you, but just get myself to think too. I get just like that. I get down about it. My old self rises up sometime. And I'm like, man, I'm starving to death, or it ain't fair, or I've got a headache, or it's something all the time, right? I'm having to be at war with my lower self all the time. I have to let my highest and best self lead the way. I have to focus on what I can do and not on what I can't do. Here's all you got to do. In closing, I feel like I've just rambled for an hour and a half. I should have come more organized, but I just couldn't keep up with all the emails. I love it. I love helping, but when I get where I'm like, I'm not helping anybody, I get so frustrated with myself. Here's all you have to do, whether it's the detox, if you would just rest in what I'm telling you. The fastest, safest way to get to your goal is in the follow. It's this simple. Drink your water, journal, eat in the approved food combination, eat your eating episodes off a 6 to 8 inch plate, up to or less than 3 times a day. Get a 16-hour fast every day. Can't do that, at least get a 12-hour fast every day. Walk, repeat. That's it. That's all you'd have to do. And in less than 6 months, you'd be a new person. Not in 6 days, not in 10 days, but in 6 months. Every day, except for my holiday, I drink my water. If I bite it, I ride it. I mostly stick to red and yellow combinations unless I go out to eat and not go somewhere to eat where I want corn or potatoes. If mama's doing a country bowl or something and she has corn, I know how to have my corn, right? Portions, I'm eating off my portion plate or from my portion bowl. I stop when I have my 3rd eating episode or my last. Most time I don't have 3 eating episodes. When I have my last eating episode before sunset, I then wait 16 hours before I have anything else. And then I get some sort of exercise and activity every day. And then I repeat. Travis, that's too hard for me. Then learn to enjoy food and the unintended consequences of it. That's our options there. Any questions about any of that or anything? I've got more time. I just know y'all are probably getting tired of hearing me ranting and raving and acting like a lunatic. And I feel like I've been all over the place just trying to get people to laugh and get people's attention and getting them to realize that the detox is not about gargantuan turds that weigh 2 pounds. That doesn't happen. Turds don't weigh that much. Pee weighs a lot because pee's water. It weighs a lot. When I pee, I lose more weight than when I poop. And, just to let people know that we're not trying to create a laxative effect here. Give the insoluble fiber time to do its job. Insoluble fiber, fasting, and movement will do its job. What do I have my happy juice with? I have happy juice during the day when I'm fasting. I mix mine with sparkling ice, pineapple sparkling ice, or Ocean Spray Diet, or Advocare Spark. Usually, if I'm doing happy juice, I'm doing no more than 2 eating episodes, and most time 1 because I'm just not hungry when I'm doing the happy. Any questions that I missed that didn't get answered, anyone at all, I'm happy to be here with you now. Now I got it out of my system. I did a poor job with this today, y'all. I'm so sorry. I knew I shouldn't have come in here half-cocked like that. I was all over the place. But in my mind, I got like 100 emails that I'm trying to answer that I can't get to. So, I thought, okay, because I love to talk each person individually off the ledge before they jump off the ledge and quit. And I can't always do. Okay, Jitterbug, got a question. Can you use pecan flour like you do almond flour? You could. Yeah. As long as it's just ground up pecan, you could do that. Tammy, hold up on that. Now, I may have misspoke or something in the past. I'm missing some context, I'm afraid. Happy juice is not an eating episode. Happy juice doesn't have any calories in it. It's got negligible calories. So happy juice alone or with sparkling ice or Ocean Spray Diet is not an eating episode. It does not break a fast. There is no significant amount of macronutrition in happy juice or sparkling ice or Spark or Ocean Spray Diet. So to clear that up, sometimes when I get on fast, if I misspoke somewhere by accident, Happy Juice is not an eating episode. It's a freebie. Now, you shouldn't have it endlessly. It's dangerous. Yeah, Tammy's saying it's not. I thought either you had misspoke or I had misspoke. Happy Juice is fine, assuming you've went through the safety course and you've talked to your doctor. Amanda, so based on what you said, would it be best to have a hearty breakfast and lunch and then have something pre-digested for dinner like a Mighty Muffin or Bio Coffee? I say this if we lived in a perfect world. Yeah, less So ideally, here's how most Americans eat, right? Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Small breakfast, larger lunch, even bigger dinner. Am I right, everybody? Am I right? Okay. Here's how, if we all lived in a perfect world where we're all extremely disciplined, our first eating episode should be our heartiest meal, then even smaller, and then a teeny tiny dinner. This would be a perfect world. I don't preach that because that's not what people do. What we will do in assessing for that, thank you, Sandra, what we will do in assessing that is better than what's a perfect world. So I know that myself, my largest eating episode is going to be dinner. No matter how hard I try, something always comes up in the evening where I want a robust dinner. Still portion control, yes, but I try to spend most of my day saving calories so that down here, because if I don't save the calories up here and then I don't have my discipline about me in the evening, I'm going to have a surplus of calories. So I'm doing the things like health-wise hot chocolate, kettle and fire bone broth, so I can have my whole food meal. And then even a little dessert that's approved as a fourth eating episode if I absolutely need it. Does that make sense? So if you believe in yourself and you know that you're extremely disciplined, it would be better to have a tea-tiny dinner. Judy, Four Sigmatic coffee is an approved beverage that is not an eating episode. The last I looked at Four Sigmatic's product line, it was a freebie. But I think I heard that they now have cappuccinos and stuff that have calories in them. You'd have to let me look at those on a case-by-case basis. I'm only talking about the 0-calorie Four Sigmatic. The 0 to 15 calorie Four Sigmatic. Let me say that again. The 0 calorie to 15 calorie Four Sigmatic are not considered an eating episode. The password for Happy Juice video is lowercase joy, J-O-Y, lowercase joy. Do I mix a whole bottle of sparkling ice with my Happy Juice? I do. Sasha doesn't do that at all. She shoots it. So it's a little more impactful from a psychoactive standpoint, a feel-good standpoint, to not have it with sparkling ice. But I mind the taste of it. So I mix it with sparkling. Annette, I have a tablespoon of Happy Juice and follow up with a bottle of water in the morning. Is that okay? That's absolutely perfect, assuming you've assessed the safety risk and talked to your doctor. Darren says, I need more self-discipline. God has provided us, brother, with all the self-discipline we'll ever need. We just have to tap into it. We have to really want it really bad. We have to want the results really bad. Any other questions or comments before I go? All right. I wore myself out, so I know I've wore y'all out. Pam, you're being kind. I feel terrible about this class. It was very disorganized, but I just wanted to push people back off of the ledge. We've got people on the ledge wanting to jump off and quit, and it breaks my heart. Andrea, I'm glad I could be with you through the 4 miles. If anything, maybe those 4 miles went by a little quicker. All right, y'all, I'm going to go. I'm going to move on to the next thing. I hope that I'll see some of y'all tonight at 8 p.m. We're going to do the interview with Kim Dankey. It's going to be a good one. Kim, to me, represents the ideal way to go about Shibboleth. You know, we had last night one of those special circumstances, somebody wanting to go into bodybuilding. We talked about it. Tonight we have someone who's not looking to be a bodybuilder. You're just talking about a mother, a professional, a wife who just wanted to lose the pounds and went about Shibboleth the exact right way. And she'll be with us tonight at 8 p.m. and you'll be able to ask her questions. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much. We'll see you next time. God bless.